Good evening. I'm Jessica Moore.
And I'm Christine Johnson. We begin with some breaking news out of Washington right now. The U.S. Department of Agriculture now says that it is working to comply with a federal court order to provide full food benefits to millions of Americans through November. The USDA guidance says the Trump administration will complete the process to make the funds available later today. The White House has not commented.
New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy released a statement in part saying, quote, the New Jersey Department of Human Services acted immediately to process full SNAP benefits to eligible residents. I thank the court for intervening and applaud all who stepped up. And Governor Hochul said, following guidance from USDA, I've directed state agencies to issue full federal SNAP benefits for November. We expect the first New Yorkers to begin having access to their benefits starting on Sunday. Meanwhile, today, a proposal late this afternoon to potentially end the government shutdown.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer laid it out for Democrats, a one-year extension to health care subsidies paired with a stopgap funding bill.
This is a reasonable offer that reopens the government, deals with health care affordability, and begins a process of negotiating reforms to the ACA tax credits for the future. Now, the ball is in the Republicans' court.
That offer, which Republicans quickly dismissed, comes as the shutdown disrupts air travel across the country. Flights are delayed and canceled at major airports from coast to coast, including here in the tri-state.
We have team coverage at 5. Allie Bauman is looking at travel alternatives, but we want to begin with Lisa Rozner. She's live at Newark Airport with a look at how flyers are coping. Lisa.
Well, Jessica and Christine, right now I just took a look at the board here at Newark's Terminal C. About half of the flights are delayed, very few cancellations. You can see behind me, travel is slowly picking up with people still coming to the airport. United Airlines manages this terminal. For the weekend, they have canceled about a dozen flights. That is out of nearly 200 United canceled nationwide. Friday, travelers were in a frenzy, rushing to check in for flights that at first seemed on time, leaving from Newark.
So far, it keeps going back and forth between 4 and 4:35, but we're good.
These sisters not letting the government shut down a family birthday weekend in Charleston. But they do feel for the air traffic controllers now in their second week of not getting paid.
Oh, it's a shame. That's disgusting. It's terrible.
Friday at Reagan National Airport, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy explained why cutting flights was necessary to keep air travel safe.
Number one, loss of separation in the airspace. So that's the minimum distance we keep between aircraft to keep them safe.
He warned the government could force airlines to cut up to 20% of flights if the shutdown does not end. For now, the plan is a gradual increase. By Tuesday, 6% of flights will be canceled and eventually 10% next Friday.
I think the screws will be turned on the politicians in Washington, and they're going to take care of it before Thanksgiving. Trump doesn't want to cancel Thanksgiving.
For now, though, a canceled trip has led to a nightmare for this woman.
Unfortunately, the full plane, lots of people stranded, and late night. Unfortunately, all the airport hotels were full. So I had to go to one that was 45 minutes away.
They found a way to keep some services going despite this impasse, but they can't find a way to patch over the air traffic controller issue. They can't get paychecks there. They can't deal with the shortages. That has a cascading effect that cannot be stopped. So that may be the thing that ultimately causes this impasse to end.
And airlines expect limited disruptions this week, and that's what they're telling us. And they also say they do not expect this to impact international flights. But we are told the longer the government shutdown lasts, the harder it will be for air travel to return back to normal. Coming up at 6, I will speak with experts about advice, what to do if you are traveling this weekend. We're live at Newark Airport. Lisa Rozner, CBS News, New York.
Sounds good, Lisa. Thank you.
The flight cancellations have some passengers already hitting the road to find alternatives.
Allie Bauman reports AAA says it isn't too early to start making backup plans for Thanksgiving.
Would-be flyers are filling the Flix buses in Midtown Friday.
It's my first time taking the bus and all, but we'll see how it goes.
Dominique Zavala made an impromptu switch from plane to bus for her work trip to Boston after colleagues who flew ahead warned of delays.
Some of them took about 18 hours with multiple layovers and had to stay up overnight and just arrived this morning. We're supposed to get there yesterday. So changed plans, caught a last-minute bus, and I'll get there in 4 hours.
Flix North America, the parent company for Flix and Greyhound buses, says bookings in the Northeast are up about 10% compared to this time last year.
Quite an increase for us, and we are ready to accommodate that increase, and we expect that may go up as well in the coming days and weeks.
Some car rental companies are also seeing an increase. Hertz, for example, says they've had a 20% surge in reservations for one-way bookings through the weekend. And at Moynihan Train Hall, Rob Russell got a full refund for his flight home, opting instead to take Amtrak.
I canceled my United flight this morning because I didn't want to get to the airport, get delayed or canceled, so I thought I'd just take the train back and be safe.
Jill Land is debating doing the same for her Thanksgiving cruise, which sets sail from Miami next week.
I paid over $4,000 for this cruise, and I don't want to miss it because the government.
With Thanksgiving less than 3 weeks away, AAA says flyers may want to start brainstorming a plan B in case the government shutdown persists through the holidays.
If you have an option to take another form of transit, like a train, or even want to think about doing a road trip, those are things that travelers might want to consider.
AAA also suggests flyers leave the weekend before Thanksgiving instead of the Wednesday before. In Midtown, Allie Bauman, CBS News, New York.
Coming up at 5:30, we'll talk to a travel expert about what you can do while the FAA is reducing flights. And you can get updates on this story anytime on our website, cbsnewyork.com. Also monitoring the impact of the shutdown on air travel.
The FAA's nationwide order to cancel flights spans more than 24 states. So far today, Newark had 48 cancellations and 232 delays. LaGuardia dealing with 47 cancellations and 95 delays, 42 cancellations at JFK with 144 delays. CBS News travel editor Peter Greenberg joins us now. Peter, the question we're all asking, if we have an upcoming flight at any of these major airports across the tri-state, what is the first thing we need to do before we even leave for the airport?
Well, go to a flight app called flightaware.com, flight24.com, or Flighty, because what these apps do is they actually track the actual aircraft by tail number that's assigned to your flight. And if that flight can't get in, then your flight's not going to get out. It gives you a good 2 to 3 hour head start so you can come up with a plan B, C, or D, because otherwise you'll be staying at the airport with nowhere to go.
That's a really good tip. I didn't know that one, Peter. What about if your flight is canceled? What do we do then? Should we be asking for a full refund from the airline?
Well, actually, you can expect a full refund from the airline because they're obligated to do it if they cancel the flight. If you cancel the flight, then you'll get a credit for a future flight. That's the distinction there. But if they cancel it and it's for any reason other than weather, you get the immediate refund.
With the holidays quickly approaching and no end to this shutdown, what are you recommending for travelers? We know you get texts and calls all the time from people asking what they should do. Should we still plan on flying? Should we look at cars? What should we do?
Well, if it's a trip of under 350 miles, a lot of people are already doing that. Rental cars are getting harder to find, or they're jumping on Amtrak and taking the bus. But that's on the shorter trips. But on the longer trips, hold on to that ticket. Don't do anything yet. Because remember, the economic impact of what's happening here is severe and only going to get worse for every day it continues. And when that happens, it's no longer a blue state issue or a red state issue. It's an economic issue. If a plane gets canceled, the Republicans and the Democrats are equally angry. And remember, it's not just passenger flights. It's cargo. It's medical supplies and equipment and essential tools, goods and services, all of this converging to create an inflection point that's going to happen very soon if this isn't resolved.
All right, Peter Greenberg, CBS News travel editor. Some great advice and some great information there. Thanks for your time.
And for the very latest developments on the government shutdown, head to cbsnewyork.com.